Want to go over a few things in this video as we inch closer and closer to the PlayStation 5's release. We got a PlayStation 5 support video that reveals game presets and a couple of other features that will be available on the PlayStation 5. These are more low-key features, but still nice to have in terms of making the console easier to navigate and just make it a little bit quicker to get into what you want. Control Ultimate Edition for PS5 and Xbox Series has unfortunately been delayed, originally scheduled for 2020. Will no longer be making that 2020 window anymore. And Tales of Series 25th Anniversary live stream has been announced, broadcast date to be announced soon. We might be hearing some big things coming out of this event, so we'll talk that at the end of this video. First of all, PlayStation 5 support videos reveal game presets, rest mode, power options, and more. New videos from the PlayStation Support YouTube channel detail all the features. A rundown of the features that were showcased in the video: customize haptic feedback and trigger effect intensity. You can customize the controller's haptic feedback and trigger effect intensity, strong, medium, weak, or you could even turn it off if you would rather not have the feedback. And I don't know why you would want to do that, but hey, maybe some people will find the haptic feedback and trigger effect a little bit off-putting, so you can turn that off if you so desire. At the end of the day, offering the consumer options is really the go-to thing to do. That's the best for everyone involved, because even while somebody like me and probably the majority of people will enjoy haptic feedback, or who knows, we haven't tried the controller. They've been talking it up quite a bit, and all the developers have been talking it up, but who knows when the consumer actually gets it in their hand. Maybe it's something that isn't for them, and they can turn it off if they so desire. So something like that I'll always appreciate. Also, we have rest mode options, power options I should say. You can control the amount of power consumed and the features PlayStation 5 can use while in rest mode. Optimized experience always applies the latest updates, can turn on PlayStation 5 remotely using PlayStation app or remote play, and charges controllers after entering rest mode. Low power use consumes less power, under 0.5 watts, but with some features disabled, it does not apply updates or charge controllers. You can also customize rest mode entirely by selecting which features to enable. So once again, offering consumers options in the littlest of things. You know, power options for rest mode, I think that's something that is relatively insignificant, but offering the consumer options like that, one time you go through it, you set up all your options, and you can tailor the experience exactly how you want it. Also, we know that a variety of PlayStation 5 titles are going to feature game presets. We saw that a little bit with the PlayStation 4. Games like God of War allowed you to choose between performance mode or graphics mode. However, I do believe this is going to be more of a prevalent thing on the PlayStation 5, where there are elements like HDR, you have to consider things like ray tracing, you have to consider things like resolution, frame rate. Do you want 60 FPS? Do you want 30 FPS? 120 FPS? A game like DMC5 Special Edition is going to offer 4 tiers of different performance options, so that's pretty exciting. That's something out of the PC playbook, and while it's not going to be as in-depth as PC at this stage of the game, hopefully that's something that one day we can work up to, where we can really tailor the experience and the visual options to what we see on PC. Nevertheless, you can set game presets which allow you to start new games with your preferred settings, such as difficulty, control options, performance mode or resolution mode, first-person or third-person view, subtitles and audio, and so on. And these presets will be applied to games that support this feature and applied differently depending on the game. I love this. I don't know about you guys, but I'm always the person that I set my audio to English, of course, but then I also like subtitles. I like subtitles in my cutscene just because sometimes I miss a word here or there, or whatever the case may be. Sometimes, you know, I just can't hear for whatever reason, and I just like having subtitles there, so it's a little bit of a nuisance going through every game, always turning on subtitles. That is the biggest first world problem that I could come up with, going into games and turning on subtitles. But guess what? They're gonna make that even simpler for me, so I can appreciate that. Performance mode or resolution mode, that's something I think a lot of people do assess game by game. Like, if you're playing a first-person shooter, maybe you want performance mode. If you're playing something that is more of an RPG, maybe you'll want resolution mode. And then a couple of the other ones are going to be applicable game by game, first-person or third-person view. Not every game offers first or third-person view, so it'll be interesting to see how that is effectively optimized, but I do like where they're going with this. Again, the idea is making the console as efficient as possible so you can get into your games exactly the way you want to right away, and I think Sony is doing a good job with that, offering these different elements. QR code, PlayStation Network sign-in. You can sign into PlayStation Network manually or via QR code. That's pretty cool. Accolades, user profile features, accolades in addition to trophies. And that's really all that was highlighted, but I like a lot of these little features that are being implemented into the PlayStation 5. Are these groundbreaking? No, but all of these features add on together to create a more compelling and engaging experience, and I do think Sony is getting it right on that front. I believe Microsoft is getting it right on that front as well, so I think this is going to be one of the better things of next generation. Yes, visual upgrades are going to be there. Yes, audio upgrades, frame rate upgrades, but that is a given. Where are you going to optimize the experience in other ways? Because that is what's going to bring you ahead And I think both Microsoft and Sony are doing exactly that. Alright, moving on from that, a couple of other things to note. Control Ultimate Edition has unfortunately been delayed for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series until early 2021. Now, this is a little bit of a bummer, but really, the bummer was that owners of the original Control game would not get a free upgrade. That was really depressing. Publisher 505 Games and developer Remedy Entertainment have now delayed the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series versions of Control Ultimate Edition from their previously planned late 2020 release window to early 2021. They noted, "We want the final quality of the game to be awesome, and so we need a bit more time to work on it," Remedy Entertainment said on Twitter. "Thank you for understanding and patience. Control and Control Ultimate Edition are currently available for PS4, Xbox One, and PC." And do note, I believe if you buy the Ultimate Edition on PS4, X1, you'll get an upgrade, but if you own the base game, which a lot of people do, you won't be getting that upgrade. And I loved Control. I really thought that game over-delivered and really exceeded my expectations, because I was expecting a game with a strong narrative, but what I got was a game with a strong narrative as well as strong gameplay. The best gameplay that I've seen out of a Remedy game, and you guys know me, I love Remedy. I loved Alan Wake. I thought that game was absolutely fantastic, but I thought Control was the best game Remedy has put out. Maybe that's a controversial opinion, maybe that's not. I'll let you guys decide, but I'm definitely not happy about how they're handling the Ultimate Edition. However, if you never played the game, maybe it's reason to pick it up when it is on sale. You'll get Control, you'll get the DLC, you'll get the optimal experience on PlayStation 5, so that is pretty cool, and that will be out early 2021. Lastly, Tales of Series 25th Anniversary livestream has been announced. A date for the broadcast will soon be announced. The livestream will feature game development stories and anecdotes with producers who have worked on Tales of Series, as well as discussions centered around user questions and survey responses. The latest information on the Tales of Series mobile games, events, anniversary gifts, and more will also be announced. So, obviously, that begs the question, are we going to see an update on Tales of Arise? We saw that game a while back, and it's been MIA for quite a bit. We know that, the Bandai Namco JRPG team is working on another game, Scarlet Nexus. So they've got Scarlet Nexus in development, they've got Tales of Arise in development. These are two big budget JRPGs. Tales of Arise is trying to kind of freshen up the Tales of experience, even though I think Tales of has been incredibly consistent. It's obvious to see that the Tales of team is trying to take Tales of to the next level, and good on them. I thought the Tales of games were great, but they were getting a little bit, I don't want to say redundant, because I always enjoy the games, but Tales of is what it is. You weren't going to get to the next level unless you freshened up the experience and really took that next step from a technical standpoint, and they are doing that with Tales of Arise. And then you look at Scarlet Nexus, that game looks fantastic as well. So Bandai Namco's got some good stuff under the hood, and I just hope we see an update on Tales of Arise, because I'm incredibly excited about that game. And that's going to conclude this video, guys. Again, we got some more PS5 updates and features revealed. The reviews are going up right now as well, so you can check those out. Control Ultimate Edition for PS5, Xbox Series delayed to early 2021, and Tales of Series 25th Anniversary livestream has been announced. We'll get a date on that soon. That's going to wrap up this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.